Hey guys, welcome back to NFL Trading Room. Today we've got another breakdown for you. Today we're breaking down Oregon quarterback Dante Moore. Dante Moore has been a guy that's really surprised some people as the season has started. He's off to a really good start, as is Oregon. They're 4-0. They're a top 5 team in the country. Dante Moore is a guy that started some games his freshman year at UCLA, and that situation kind of went awry and transferred up to Oregon to sit behind Dylan Gabriel for a year in redshirt. And now I think we're seeing some of the fruits of him being able to sit for a year and learn behind a smart quarterback that had played a lot of football. He is rolling so far in 2025. We're going to be breaking down his film against Oklahoma State. Really efficient against Oklahoma State. Put some really nice throws on tape as they went on to win 69-3 over Oklahoma State. So let's go ahead and dive right into the film. All right, so diving into the first play from Dante Moore. From the jump, Oklahoma State's defense looked like they were out of sorts a bit. Um, but on this backside, you're going to have man coverage right there. That's going to be really the only man coverage defender on this play. Oklahoma State is going to run a stunt blitz. So you're going to have this four-eye technique rushing outside, and then this four-eye is going to shoot inside as this nose tackle wraps around to the outside, and then this linebacker is going to walk up and blitz through that gap. And as you'll see, really nice job by the Oregon running back picking that blitz up because right side of the line misses this defender. But this edge player is going to drop out into a zone right there. You're going to have this safety kind of playing the middle of the field. This corner is either manned up on this receiver or he's playing his like deep third. It's kind of hard to tell. I would lean zone coverage based off the way that he plays it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's supposed to be in man coverage. But this overhang defender kind of be playing that area of the field. This linebacker is going to be about right there, and then this corner is going to be in the flat over there. But as for the offense and the passing scheme, again, this running back is going to do a great job of pass protecting right there, picking up this linebacker and keeping Dante Moore clean. This outside receiver, he's kind of just going to run it's almost like a bended fade route. He's really just getting vertical. Um, and then this tight end right here, he's going to block and then release to the flat. This front side of the kind of condensed bunch formation on the left side of the formation, really just going to run a clear out seam route. And then this outside receiver is going to motion out. And that's kind of where man coverage plays into the equation because he shifts with him, but it's not like a perfect mirror like sometimes you would see in man coverage. So it could be disguised man coverage, but I still lean zone based off the way that he plays this route. But um, after the motion, he's going to get vertical, and at about 10 yards, he's going to bend it outside and then shoot it back upfield. So he's running an outside double move. Dante Moore, he rolls out to his left on this throw. I'm not sure if this is designed. The rollout is something that Oregon has designed a couple of times with him based off what I've seen on tape. I don't know if this was supposed to be one of those instances. If it wasn't, then I'd like to see him stay in the pocket because even though this linebacker blitzing, I know it's spooky seeing him come free and nothing on your right side of your offensive line picking that up. But the running back does a great job of getting an initial shot on him, which would have given Moore some time in the pocket. So I'm not really sure if that's a designed rollout or not, but regardless, he escapes to his left and finds the double move over there. Just an awesome throw. Really without his base as well as he's moving left as a right-handed quarterback, but absolutely on the money deep down the field. Well, let's go ahead and roll the clip. So there comes that linebacker walking up, and there goes the receiver motion. But see how quickly he rolls out? So I'm not sure if that's designed or not. I could see it being designed because you see the tight end kind of stay in to chip anything coming to the edge. And that's something that you see a good bit on these types of rollouts. But as far as the route, I mean, that cornerback just gets absolutely lost. That is a position you never want to be in as a cornerback. Um, and the reason I went away from him playing man, he does follow him right there on the outbreak, but he doesn't play it necessarily as aggressively as I would think somebody in man coverage would. Maybe he is in man coverage. I could definitely be swayed that way, but I would expect him to play that a little bit more aggressively if he is in man coverage. Um, but that is a beautiful route by that outside receiver. I believe that's Dante Moore, their five-star true freshman receiver. Um, but that is an awesome throw by Dante Moore. Refining his base, moving left, right in stride. Nice shot by the receiver after the catch, but we'll watch the back angle really quick. I really want to focus on this running back. Does a great job. Bam! Now he gets thrown off at the end, but that would have given more than enough time to be able to kind of drift left just a little bit and fire that. But that is an absolute rope. I mean, that is as good a throw as you'll see on a lot of Saturdays throughout a college football season. That's about as good as it gets. It's not a super tight window, but I mean it's right in stride. He never has to slow down to catch the ball or anything. Perfect spiral. Really, really, really awesome throw. All right, play number 2 here. So this outside corner is going to be in man coverage right here. Rest of the defense is going to be in zone. Now, Oregon does bring this slot receiver in motion, so there's going to be a rotation down by this safety and then back by this nickel defender. But after the rotation, essentially, he's playing that flat. He's kind of got a midfield zone, a deep hook, in a sense. This corner is playing kind of a deep half, but maybe a deep third, kind of a hard defense to, or hard coverage to precisely decipher. And then this safety's playing a deep half, which makes it look more like a cover 2 look. But for the rest of the defense, this linebacker is going to be playing a midfield hook right there. And then it's hard to tell if this linebacker is in man coverage responsibilities or if he's in a hook and he decides to come. I would think he's supposed to be manned up on the tight end right here because once he sees the tight end helping out in pass protection, he decides to turn it into a rush. But outside of him, it's your standard 4-man rush from the Oklahoma State front. But with the offensive concept, right here you've got just a 10-yard out. This receiver, like I said, comes in motion across the formation, and it turns into almost like a rounded 10-yard dig. There's no really like sharp 90-degree angle cuts or anything, but this is kind of how it ends up. Like I said, the tight end is going to stay in pass protection, and we're going to get a play fake with the running back here, and he's just going to turn that into a flat route. But this is where this is where Dante Moore goes with the football, though, to this receiver right here. It's kind of a post. He never really breaks it. He just kind of bends it, splitting the safeties right there. Do a better job drawing that. But definitely splits the safeties right here, which leads me to think that it's cover 2 from this backside corner over here. But another good throw by Dante Moore. They actually bring this backside guard over and pull him. So it kind of looks like a power run at first. But again, nice job by the offensive line. Nice job by the receiver to get vertical and split the safeties, or split the deep half coverage, and a nice throw by Dante Moore. But let's go ahead and roll the clip. There he goes in motion, and you see the safety rotation right there. And you see that outside receiver really hauls it and gets vertical against maybe a more athletic safety that, keeps that. Well, I won't say more athletic safety because he kind of puts himself in a bad position there. If you get a safety that gets more depth right there on the backside, you may want your receiver to keep that just a little bit more vertical, but still a great route. Really nice throw. Great pocket by the offensive line. And you can kind of see that linebacker kind of waits to see the tight end in pass protection and then decides to join in on the rush. But Dante Moore finds his base, fires a rope down the middle of the field. We'll watch the back angle as well. And there's the safety rotation. And that is an absolute bullet over the middle of the field. Quick break in the breakdown. If you guys wouldn't mind to go down below, drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. That would just let us know that you're enjoying the content, and we'll bring more content like this to you over the course of this draft season. But without further ado, let's dive right back into the Dante Moore film breakdown. All right, last play here. We finally get some across-the-board man coverage here from Oklahoma State, still with some zone behind it, but both of these outside corners are in man coverage. And then this walked down safety is kind of just going to float back and get that zone. Then we've got hook zones by the linebackers here. They're just passing off any of the middle of the field routes. But then this tight end's going to come in motion. When he does, this safety's kind of going to bump out and get man coverage responsibilities with him. But you also get a 5-man rush as well from this defensive line. But as for the offensive scheme, obviously they're in pistol right here, 12 personnel, so 2 tight ends and 1 running back. But like I said, this tight end is going to come in motion, and he's just going to turn that into a flat route right there. And then you're going to get a play fake with this running back right here, and he's just going to pass protect. And then this tight end, he's just going to block and then release over the middle. But looks like Oregon has been watching the same stuff that Michigan State has been. If you've watched any of the Aiden Childs breakdowns, you'll know how much I love running this type of concept against man coverage in the red zone. Simply, you're just going to get 2 crossing routes right here. Just, again, creating conflict in the middle field, trying to do anything you can to get somebody to bump the man coverage defenders to create separation. Really, he could have hit either one of these throws, but this left receiver is who comes open first, and that's who he decides to go with the football. He's pretty much wide open, but a nice job by Moore to scan the field, find the open receiver. Let's go ahead and roll the clip. There goes the motion. And that's a great release at the bottom by number 1. I mean, that is easily 10 yards of separation. Oklahoma State corners had a rough day, to say the least. Really, their entire defense did. But again, with this corner at the top of the route, this is the same corner that we didn't know if he was playing zone, if he's playing man. Again, here he looks kind of unsure. So I don't know if they're just lacking communication on the back end, but to me, this clearly looks like he's supposed to be in man coverage. I don't know if he thought the linebacker picked it up or what happened, because you see him hesitate right when he gets bumped, and then he's like, oh, shoot, I better go cover that. But a nice job by the Oregon receivers sifting through contact. And again, a nice job by this offensive line of Oregon, and a nice job by Dante Moore to scan the field, find the open receiver, and we'll watch the back angle really quick just to get another vantage point of it. Soft play fake right there, but a nice touch throw. Just don't overthrow him. Dante Moore doesn't. Great throw. Good catch. All right, guys, that does it for the Dante Moore film breakdown against Oklahoma State. Again, if you guys wouldn't mind to go down below, drop a like, drop a comment, make sure you subscribe. That would let us know that you're enjoying the film breakdown content, and we'll bring more stuff like it to you throughout the course of the draft season as we lead up to the 2026 NFL Draft. But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.